My name is Michael Cummings. I'm here with Tony Finau. We're going to walk you through a quick either warm-up or recovery session with the skills barrel roller. And with golfers especially, we're going to go some golf-specific sites on their body. They really start to fire up. And so we're going to start now with the Achilles tendon complex or the calf complex. So I'm going to have Tony go ahead and cross his legs over it. He's going to posture up so his hips are off the ground, and he's just going to go 1 inch down, 2 inches back, and really start warming up and creating malleability, pliability in that Achilles tendon. Golfers go ahead and they take the energy from the ground, they transfer it through their entire body, and so what happens in the lower extremities become very important and very tight. And so I like to work the ground up. So we're going to go from his calf complex to IT and then into his back. So three basic movements. So he can take it straight on, or he can go medial, which means he's going to turn his leg in. And we might see some pain face or a little grimacing as we find a site of discomfort or a trigger point, and then he stays on that a little bit longer. We can also go laterally, so he drops everything over, and then we take the lateral side, hit the peroneals and all the other muscles that surround that Achilles. And usually the sensitive spot is up the Achilles where the soleus and the gastrocnemius or the calf complex come together. That's a big site of tension for golfers. So let's go ahead and switch legs. I'm going to bring this down here so you're on the mat a little bit. Tony's going to do the left leg here. Again, what we like to say is 1 inch up, 2 inches down, and we roll each leg for about 30 seconds. Totally okay to go through the entire leg and get underneath the knee and then work your way up the hamstring. But for right now, we're just going to pay specific attention to the Achilles tendon, the soleus, and the gastroc, or what we know as the lower extremity. So let's go ahead and go medial. Work those inside muscles all the way down. Good, he's nice and smooth. And then I always encourage him to, when he finds some garbage or something that's really sore, he just stays on that and moves it around maybe 1 inch at a time. And we're using the firm roller because for this leg is okay. Go ahead and go lateral, and we'll hit the peroneals and all the other supportive muscles there. All right, so after he feels pretty good about that, we're going to move on to the IT band, iliotibial band. Now, one thing to note is the IT band, it runs laterally, it runs anterior. So that right there, that thing that's fiery, let's go ahead and jump on that. So let me bring that right under you. Let's go ahead and face forward. And he has 2 anchor points. He's got an anchor here, or an anchor here, or this can go behind if you want that too. And what those anchors do are they just don't allow so much pressure on the IT band. If there isn't a lot of pressure and he feels okay about it, let's definitely keep this leg straight though and use that as your guide. There you go. So from the knee up, again, 1 to 2 inches at a time, really releasing this tight tension that goes on. Again, at golfers, there's a lot of impact that's stored or kept in that IT and that knee complex. So your ability to massage it out and allow for flexibility and mobility, what we call muscle maintenance or tissue maintenance, becomes very important. So what we're going to do on this leg, keep this one straight. As he goes all the way through his IT, I'm going to encourage him, after we get a little bit higher, to go all the way through. And you at home, you can feel this bone here, the head of your femur, your greater trochanter, and then your hip bone, we call it your ASIS. Between those 2 bones is this piece of flesh right there, and that's your TFL, your tensor fasciae lata, and that is responsible for rotating the femur. He's going to want to sink right into that. And then one technique you can do once he's in there is go ahead and lift that leg up. He can adduct that leg and bring it back down. And so he's now going from the IT band into another component of the body, that TFL, that's really now softening those hips and allowing him to do great rotation and good movement. Good. So the third thing that we want to pay attention to with golfers is there's so much rotation that happens at all times, and it's ferocious rotation. It's not just a soft, smooth rotation. Tony hits the ball like crazy. And so he has to decelerate all of that force. And so his low back, his sacrum, and especially his QL, his quadratus lumborum, or his posterior core muscles take a lot of that pressure to accelerate and decelerate so many times. So there's a technique that we can do. Go ahead and have a seat on that roller. He's going to keep his abs tight and he's going to roll down. Yep. And he's going to kind of walk it through, so opening up a little bit. And now I'm going to encourage him to just go back to a seated position, not on it, just right in front of it. And from there, he's going to start unlocking his vertebrae one at a time. So go ahead and drop your hips to the ground and bring the roller a little bit closer to your hips. Right there, good. And now from there, he can open up his back, either hands over chest. And now he'll extend through and then walk it down 1 inch at a time. As he's walking down one, he'll extend, walk down the other vertebrae, extend, walk down the other vertebrae, extend. And he's releasing vertebrae as he goes. Again, elongating those muscles that support that spine and allowing them to just release from being tense. And let's go ahead and do one more with the arms. So there's another way you can do this too, is that arms are up here, and as he rolls down, he goes ahead and does a upper body modality where he's going to go ahead and bring that back. So working unilateral sides like this is an efficient way, right hand and left hand, of bringing your vertebrae all the way down and opening one side to the other, much like a zipper interlocks, as opposed to the other way where they're happening symmetrically. How's that feel?
Great.
So Achilles tendon, lower extremity, IT band, TFL, and then low back and QL. And you're going to be golfing like this guy. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks.